everyone, I'm Dan Albers, and welcome to This Week in Anderson. As joining me always is my co-host Steve Ellis. And Steve, really super excited to have our next guest, Brian Bergdoll. We've been going back and forth for a really long time. John Raymond kind of helped us with this, and cannot wait to talk about his accomplishments in Anderson after college and all that stuff. And I've always heard, and I remember talking to him way back when they had the reunion at Coney.
Okay.
And I interviewed him, and I started picking John's brain about him and everything.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool to talk about his playing days at Anderson.
Well, it's great to reminisce, and it's great to meet him in person, because we've heard a lot. I mean, not just through John, but through other people. But I mean, what I want to get into is the era that he grew up in at Anderson and all the athletes and how fun that was. So I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. And as said, joining us is Brian Bergdoll. And Brian, thanks for joining us.
Oh, believe me, my pleasure. Thank you.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So we always start this off by talking about where you grew up, what side of Anderson you grew up. Just talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So my parents both went to Withrow and decided they wanted to be on the east side of town and moved to Cherry Grove, early 50s. They were at Prilla Lane. And we lived there. I was born there. When I was...
What was the street?
Prilla.
Oh, right off of Beachmont there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
So that was like a gravel road forever. Am I right?
Right next to it was,
or was that Pamela?
Pamela was perpendicular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prilla was the horizontal off of, I guess.
Were you closer to Pamela or to Nordike?
Nordike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew the Langs. He was a fireman that lived on.
We moved when I was 5.5.
Yeah.
So we moved from there over to Rose Tree.
Oh, okay.
To Salem.
Yeah.
And literally, a couple years after, I'd go into Anderson Elementary, went there through 2nd grade, and my house, if you're looking at Maddox's Drive, my house is the house on the left.
Oh wow.
So they knocked down trees and woods and built this thing. So I went 3rd through 5th there, and it was awesome because
brand new.
We all played sports all the time, baseball fields, soccer fields. Used to play golf up there. We did everything.
Heck yeah.
So it was awesome.
Wow. So you grew up on that side. So Steve, is that technically your side or is that my side?
No, I don't think it's either.
That's kind of like in the middle then.
So
we always have this debate on. Yeah. I was Summit. Yeah, he was over there by Forest, and we're trying. Yeah, so we're trying to. So I guess that's right down the middle then.
Yeah. Central Anderson.
Yes, that's what we'll call it that way.
No, that's good. All right, so just to keep on that. So you were at Maddox through 5th grade, you said?
Through 5th grade.
Okay.
Then back to Anderson Middle, which was the old building.
Okay, so at that point it had become Anderson Middle School,
but it was wasn't it all for a long time? It was all one.
Yeah,
it was the elementary, the middle, and
right at the corner there.
And then they split it up. Maybe when Maddox went in.
Okay.
Because it then moved, because it used to be junior high, which was 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And they flipped it somewhere right before I went there.
Oh, wow.
So it was middle 6, 7, 8.
Okay. All right.
And then went to high school.
Okay.
At Anderson, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's, man. Because we always talk about it, so we were the last class to go through Anderson Middle School.
Okay.
Before they shut it down. They said they had asbestos and everything.
Right.
In it. Who
Probably
knows?
true.
That was a great
lead
school.
paint.
Who knows? Right. Yeah.
That was a great. I can't believe that used to be the old high school.
Originally.
I knew that just like that small little gym they had in there. They actually played basketball in there one time.
Remember talking to Andy Wolf about it and like how he would look out the windows across where then Beachmont Mall was, and it was just all cherry trees.
Yeah, it's true.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember how excited everybody was. The mall was coming in. And it got delayed.
Yes.
Because they found dinosaur bones. Or something.
Yes. We talked about. Yes.
That is crazy. Some weird deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Or a great excuse.
Or that was the fabled.
That is crazy.
Right. Who knows? But so grew up here, loved it. Big sports family. Like I'm the oldest. I have 2 sisters.
Okay.
And my parents were just, way into sports, played sports growing up. So I started out, I guess first real sport was baseball.
Okay.
I played on Midland Jets, and played for 8 years.
Okay.
Played Kiwanis basketball, 5th and 6th grade, I think is when it was.
That's when you started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pee Wee football, I couldn't play because I was too big.
Oh, really?
Kid you not. The
No
weight
kidding.
limit, whatever it was, I was not that.
Wow.
And I thought afterwards, that's kind of seems like reverse logic.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
But so I didn't play football till 7th grade.
Okay.
In middle school.
Do you remember who the coach was at Anderson Middle School?
A guy named, boy, this is going to stretch me, Jim Gore.
Jim Gore was football coach?
7th grade, and then 8th grade, another guy came in, Tom Ader.
Tomater.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we call him, Tomater.
Tomater, yeah.
He was my math teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I was thinking like Mike Center back in those days
He was a little bit later.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew him, but
Okay.
he was a little bit later.
Okay. Wow, Jim Gore and
That is
Tomater.
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
They coached football. I mean, they were still around.
Yeah.
When we came through.
At the middle school.
Yeah.
So that was middle school.
All right. So baseball and basketball.
Yes.
Was there any other sports? You couldn't play football.
So I couldn't play football. I played soccer.
Okay.
I played for
No weight limit on that one, huh?
no weight
No.
limit, none. And frankly, it turned out to be kind of cool because I ended up place kicking in high school.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what we heard.
So
okay.
that was cool.
Wow.
And we were just busy all the time.
Yeah.
And loved playing multiple sports, and then to high school.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you were in the era where before the split of Anderson Turpin.
Yes.
So at Anderson Middle School, what was that like? I can't even imagine what that number would be. How crazy of a time that was.
Well, I can only tell you our graduating class, senior class, was 698 people.
Yeah.
My sister was the class behind us, and they were the biggest class ever, like 705 or 1 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just jam-packed.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm sure the class, were full and.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The annex building, they used part of that for middle school at that time.
That's
Really?
great.
Is that right?
That little
Yeah.
white building.
Yes,
Wow.
the old white building.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is still there, right?
It is.
It is. Died.
I don't even
It
think
is.
they're doing anything with it.
Well, I know when my stepson Zane has special needs, and I know that they were using that for kids with special needs.
Okay.
So I guess that was where they would get. That used to be the old administration building for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
And then they moved that, and then I know that they were using it. I don't even know how many years ago that he graduated, but so they were using it for that. I don't know if they still are now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So did you play basketball in middle school?
I did.
All right, give me who this was.
So 7th grade, I played. Don Bartholomew was our coach.
Dan?
Excuse me, Dan.
Dan,
Oh, no
Dan,
kidding.
Yeah.
One of the greatest guys ever.
Oh, just a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
And I was a big kid, right,
Yeah.
growing up, and I was a late bloomer. So I get to 8th grade. Football, not great. I literally got cut from basketball, which was, at that time, was my favorite sport. I loved basketball.
Okay.
Or I don't know, but it was, a big favorite. So I was crushed. And ended up playing, they had Kiwanis. I didn't know that, but they had Kiwanis and I got with a guy who played in college. Did you know the Jarvies?
yeah,
that name?
Steve Jarvie.
Steve Jarvie.
Yeah. His dad coached, and it was awesome. So then I guess that was a year I matured slower than some other people, but then got to high school, and
Blossomed.
it was football, basketball, started on all of them. Freshman year, track, and because I stopped playing baseball, which was a tough decision, but I just felt like if I was going to do anything sport-wise, it probably wasn't going to be baseball.
Yeah.
And track would be conducive for football, and I wasn't willing to give up basketball because I liked it so much.
yeah.
So did that freshman year. Sophomore year, I got to play varsity. I was the only one who played from our team, and you may have talked to some of the guys in my era. For whatever reason, our JV team, there was like 20-something people on it.
Really?
28 maybe.
Really?
Wow.
Tiny.
Wow.
So
Wonder why that was.
I don't know.
With that many people.
Well, I think.
Well, they had pretty low numbers, even for the varsity, if I remember. I mean, just all through all those years, it was very low.
Even the enrollment,
it wasn't a big number.
Okay.
It's hard to say why. My after the fact feeling is we just never built a very good culture.
Okay.
I know there were people that didn't play in 7th and 8th grade and I played, but I was on and off in 8th grade. But you can tell people are athletic, and they're going to be sizable people in football. So you got to figure out a way to develop them. And I felt like there wasn't much development all the way through the system.
Makes total sense. I mean, we know a lot of people that way that were really good in middle school and just didn't pan out or play in high school.
And obviously they figured it out here.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
that's so
changed.
cool.
It is.
Night and day, yeah.
It is crazy.
And it's been that way for 30 years, really. It's not recent.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into that next question, because you said you played as a sophomore on the football team, and that was 1973. And, when I was pulling up all these stats and these years and these numbers, there was a long time before Coach Soriano got here. You had the only championship at Anderson since like the 48 team, the 61 team. So there was 48 to 61, and then 1973 you're part of that. And then it didn't happen again until Vince was in the 90s.
Right.
So it was a long time.
Right.
But so talk a little about, you played on a league championship team, and it was a good league. You had the Mount Healthies, the Oak Hills, the Coleraines, all those, Forest Park,
all the big schools.
All the big schools. So talk a bit about playing that as a sophomore on arguably one of the better teams for the longest period of time in Anderson history, and then also your coach at the time too. Talk a little bit about that.
So Carl Seymour was just fantastic. Unfortunately, my junior year, like after the second game, he had a heart attack, and fortunately survived, but he didn't coach anymore.
Okay. Terribly
disruptive. But back to that year, I mean, it was the guys that were seniors. John Moore was the guy who was the quarterback. They were like an unusual group of folks, fun-loving guys, a little crazy, but I mean, they just had their act together and amongst themselves. And I think Carl actually was started to develop a real culture.
Yeah.
And things just went well. I didn't play all the time. In fact, our JV was so small that that year we played Moeller.
Oh.
And so I asked, because if the JV played before, they wouldn't let me play any JV. If they played after and I didn't play 4 quarters, I could play a couple times. I played a quarter. So the Moeller game, he said, you can play 2 quarters. So we went out, and it was, I wish I'd had a video for it. It was crazy. But the first half, we were down by 6 maybe. But I mean, it was back and forth. And so Jerry Faust was the head coach of Moeller. Mm-hmm. He had his army over there practicing. Yeah. Somebody told him what was going on. He called off practice, came over, and coached the JV the rest of the way.
Really?
Whoa! And they ended up beating us, but it wasn't because we didn't bust them in the chops. It was pretty cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It was cool. Yeah,
that is cool.
Who took the reins after Coach had a heart attack?
So the group of assistants, Mike Burns, Jim Thrush were the 2 primary guys, and Mike Burns took it or the rest of the way that year, and then our senior year.
Jim Thrush. He was a gym teacher.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I mean, that had to have been a hard transition for all you guys back then, having your coach have a heart attack, and it's, he's your coach, and that had to have been really, really hard to get through that.
It was really difficult. I mean, when you're that age, that's kind of foreign stuff. You don't really experience that, or not much. And it was shocking. And I do think it was impactful for that year, because my junior year, that team, the beginning of the year, we had Donnie Adams, Tim Donnelly.
Yeah.
I mean, just
great athletes.
In our class, Timmy Hall and Nick Tarpoff.
Yeah, jeez.
Hank Omies. There were a bunch of good athletes. And we were preseason pick number 2 in the city behind Moeller.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Well, it's really crazy when you figure out that the way the season went was not anywhere near that, unfortunately. But I mean, we had plenty of athletes.
Yeah, like you said, if he maybe didn't have that heart attack, maybe
who knows?
The culture would have changed, and we wouldn't have had that many bad years and runs and all that stuff. So.
Right.
I wouldn't have been surprised, because he was a special guy. He really was. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What did he teach?
Man, math, history,
Gosh.
math. I want to say math, maybe.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
I didn't have
Wasn't he
him.
downstairs? I just remember him being downstairs.
Just a super nice guy. Was he there? You all knew?
He was teaching. No, he was there. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. Maybe like our freshman year.
And I think, if I could get this totally wrong, but I think Tony Diana dated his daughter.
Yeah.
well, I'm sure at the same age.
Yeah, Tony Diana dated his daughter, I think. So
Yeah, I remember
I kind of remember.
I
remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. So after your junior year,
Right.
having a good year, you go into your obviously your sophomore. You go into your junior and senior year. Obviously, it wasn't the way I expected, and I thought that you guys split at the time with Turpin, but
No,
you didn't. So you got to. So, but you said you didn't have a lot of guys on the team.
The JV year.
Okay, what about the?
We had a normal number. I don't know.
What was a normal number?
50 something.
That's crazy. Still,
Yeah.
With that big of a number of enrollment.
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
It was. It really was.
Yeah. And you had Burns.
The rest of junior year, and then he was head coach all of my senior year. Yeah.
And do you remember some of those opponents you played, or any players that you played against in any of those games?
Yeah. In our league, there was a guy named Bill Doran.
Heck yeah.
Bill Doran went on to play for the Astros for many years.
Yeah.
Mount Healthy. He was amazing.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of the quarterbacks. There was a guy named Frank Huth who played at Forest Park. So back then, everybody wore black football cleats, right? Except Joe Namath had white. Frank Huth had white.
Is that right? Wow.
Which was just like a flashing red light as a defender,
Yeah.
There was a guy at Wyoming, and we played Wyoming somewhere along the way. I can't remember when. Fred Jacobs was stud running back.
Did you play against Jeff Russell? Wasn't he at Wyoming?
Yeah, he's older.
Was he older?
I mean, he was younger than
Name sounds familiar.
Well, he pitched for the Reds, and he was at Wyoming. He played at Wyoming. His team went undefeated. They were really, really good.
Right.
I just didn't know if you played against
There
him.
was a guy on Marymount named Dave Borsig. I think he was a fullback.
Yeah.
And he went. I don't remember where he went, but he went to a good school. He was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are some of the few that I really remember.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned off air that you got to go and look at the school and everything. Did you see the field? The football field?
I did.
So we always bring this up just because we played on it, is how different it is, obviously with the turf. But if you remember how the football field had that big crown.
Yes.
It was all grass, obviously. And by the second game, it was just a big mud pit. Yeah. And the track was just cinders.
Falling down the hill.
Yes.
And a center track.
It's hard to explain. Like my kids went through Anderson and try to explain to them how like in soccer, you're in a corner taking a corner kick and you can't even see the goalie's legs because of how much rounded off it is there, which is crazy. So let's talk track. So you got into track, and everyone knows and loves the legendary Andy Wolf.
He's the best.
And I want to say that at that time he probably wasn't that much older than you.
So I was talking with John today.
Okay.
I think I was trying to remember my freshman year, Fred Enders. Fred was the head coach, and Andy came in and was the assistant.
Okay.
It was either my sophomore year or junior, one of the two, when Andy became the head coach. And he was probably 5 years older. He was not a whole lot older, and he didn't look it. He really didn't look it.
Oh, I'm sure he ran circles around everybody.
Oh yeah. He was just amazing back then. It was obvious he was going to be fabulous.
Right.
And I love track because I really liked playing baseball, and we had a great team. We were, Nicky Tarpoff and Jack Kaniski and a bunch of those guys were on our team, and we were good, and it was fun. And when that ended, I was pretty torn. But once I got into track, and obviously I wasn't a sprinter, but I was a field guy, and I really enjoyed it. And then Andy, one of his good buddies, was the guy who had the school record. His name was Derek Rainier, and he had him come in from time to time and kind of tutor us, the guys that were doing shot put.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that was great. I wish I could have even spent more time doing that. I tried to do it in college, and they wouldn't let me. But yeah, I loved it. Shot put was right. Spent most of my time with shot put, a little bit of discus stuff.
Wow.
That's great. Yeah, so I wanted to kind of bring this up as we were talking with some of the stats. We did get some of these from John, so going to kind of read some of this off. Obviously, as a sophomore playing football, you earned your varsity letter and played on a really good team. Junior year, starting defensive tackle and kicker. I have to know, were you a toe kicker like Mr.
Yes.
Toe? Were you a toe kicker? All right.
So even though I played soccer, I kicked toe style, and the only problem was I needed to have a square toe. That was a big deal back then, and I was out in the field all the time, so I couldn't really
You have to change
it. So there were moments when that probably was a bit of an issue, but yes, it was a toe
so kicker, that's crazy. So your honorable mention, Hamilton County All-League defensive tackle. Then your senior year, you played defensive tackle, offensive tackle, and kicker. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys, obviously, back then had to go both ways.
Yes.
You kicked a winning field goal against McNick.
I did.
That had been pretty cool.
Oh, nice. That was unbelievably cool. Yeah.
Nick was always really, really good, and to beat them.
The main rival, because there was no Turpin.
Yeah.
Main rival, and the Midland baseball team I was on. I mean,
all McNick guys.
Tons of McNick guys.
Really?
So my neighborhood was McNick.
That's pretty cool. Then
really?
to beat them. So you kicked that. Your first team, Hamilton County again, All-League on defensive tackle. Here we go. Senior year, his first team, Cincinnati Enquirer All-City team defensive tackle. First team All-Southwest District defensive tackle. Honorable mention Ohio All-State defensive tackle, and was selected in the 1976 football All-Star game, coached by Jerry Faust.
Oh, no kidding.
So you got to be that, and then we're going to get into recruiting a little bit later. We'll get into that later on in this, and then track 4-year letter winner, set the then school record for the shot put sophomore and junior years. Graduated with the second best shot put in Anderson High School history at 54.5.
Wow.
Junior year, first or second team in the Hamilton County in the shot put. All Cincinnati Enquirer with the third best throw in the city. Placed second in the Greater Cincinnati All-Star Meet and sixth place in the Southwest Ohio All-Star Meet. And also played basketball. We'll get into that. He had 3-year letter winner and played for Dick Sanders. So we're going to talk a little bit about that here. And then obviously we'll get into college, Steve. When you get into that, we'll talk about his recruiting and how that all went. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Well, I want to get to the basketball part.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. So, and I mean, we've talked about this before, about this era, and we talk about Andy Wolf and all these legends, and I mean, it's just so cool. And to talk about Coach Sanders.
Yeah.
Now he was he had already left to go to college Memphis.
Chattanooga.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and so we didn't get to play for him.
Right.
So he was already gone. But we had so much love and respect for him, and he's actually going into the Hall of Fame here. Up here. But
well deserved.
But yeah, absolutely. But talk about playing basketball. And again, when I said at the beginning of the broadcast about the athletes that were around on that team, a couple of those teams that you played for Coach Sanders.
Yeah. So I, like I said, I played freshman and sophomore year. Mm-hmm. And then junior year, I didn't play. For one, the team was pretty well stacked. But part of that was I wanted to work out because it became pretty clear my junior year the odds were good I was going to get a football scholarship.
Yeah. Okay.
So I thought versus sitting on the bench running all the time, and I don't know how much I would have played, but I just didn't. And then I did senior year.
Okay.
And so senior year we had we had Becker and Rick Elliott, Mark Reed, Rich Dodson, Mark Lennon, and some of us that didn't start, I played a lot.
Yeah.
Would typically sub in for Mark Lennon. And we had a great team.
I mean, D1 athletes,
right there.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And or professional baseball players.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. It was a bunch.
Man,
it was pretty powerful.
Well, talk about Coach Sanders, because you got to play for him.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed playing for him. He was, he was hard. I mean, he put us to it as he should, but he was a good guy. Everybody liked playing for him. He built basketball was strong, and I think he made it into even a bigger attraction when he was here.
Yeah, they back-to-back city champs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And, had I played basketball to the degree that I had football, he really helped his guys get placed for schools.
Right.
Yep.
And we went through this transition back to football, and not to run away from basketball, but so after my senior year, they didn't ask Burns to come back as the football coach. So back then, I mean, it was archaic how you got recruited, right? There was the NCAA out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas. And I don't know how it worked, but I guess if you had any recognition or something, they'd send a letter and you'd fill out who you were and they'd put it in the system. There was a system. I was sure it was snail mail, but
Yeah.
But then, so you'd get calls from coaches or letters, and you'd have to go through your coach to get things set up, film set up.
Right.
Like literally film.
Yeah.
And it just didn't go well. For me, it went fine. I was fortunate, but there were some really, I thought, decent players, even though we didn't have a great record, that I think some more guys could have had either some better opportunities or more opportunities.
Different day and age, it probably would have,
It would have, but a funny anecdote. My story, I'm jumping the gun here, but so after high school, I went to Rice in Houston.
Okay.
And, recruiting back then was very regional for the most part. Wasn't necessarily nationwide unless you were Archie Griffin or...
Right.
So I did have a number of schools at Southeast and ACC and Big Ten back then. But so Rice came up and, I'm like, where did that come from? So started talking to the recruiting coordinator who, to this day, he became the head coach there. I love the guy. He's awesome. But he was the best recruiter ever. So he called my parents.
Okay.
And he got them so fired up. And my mom has all these books for schools to look at. Well, Rice is a premier academic university. They call it the Harvard of the South.
Okay.
And so my goal was to go to the best school I could that still played in a big conference.
Okay.
So I took a trip down there. January, there was 4 inches of ice on the tarmac in Cincinnati, and got there was 72 degrees.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
And I stayed with, you ever heard of Tommy Kramer, quarterback for the Vikings?
Sure.
Yes.
That's who I stayed with.
Oh, my goodness.
And Tommy liked to have fun. It was a great weekend. So I'm 18 years old, first time I ever flew. And so long story short, I ended up deciding to go there, and I talked to my coach and I said, how did you decide to get a hold of me? He said, well, that was kind of a funny story. He goes, one of the schools you played, it turned out it was Indian Hill. There was a guy that really wanted to go to Rice, and he sent his films. And he said, and I saw you playing, and I tracked you down.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that crazy?
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And that totally changed, as we will talk about, the rest of your life.
Oh, my goodness.
That is
because of a kid from Indian Hill.
So, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of touches, preliminary things. I had unofficial visit to Michigan. I had the Notre Dame guys call. And I'm not sure I could have gone there, but some of those things fell through.
That is crazy.
How about that? That's a great story.
That is an unbelievable story.
It's a wild story.
I mean, that is kind of. And then, so you were saying that about after high school about the recruiting side. Did you get anything for track too, or was it just strictly football?
Pretty much football. I talked to some people about trying to do both, and at that time, nobody was really interested in that.
And I mean, I hate to say it, I'm not sure myself. I'm a big sports guy. We both are. I know that Rice was in the Southwestern Conference, but were they any good back then?
Not great.
Were they like bottom feeders of the league?
With TCU, SMU, and even Baylor was a little better. So that was TCU, SMU, Baylor, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Houston. It was a crazy conference.
That is a crazy. And so, coach there happened to be, was it Homer Rice? How about that?
How is Homer Rice, of all places, coaching at Rice?
I guess they liked his name.
Right, yeah.
No, so he had been head coach at Cincinnati.
Correct.
And then he went to be an athletic director somewhere.
He did, and I can't remember where the heck it was.
But one time was North Carolina. That may have been it.
Okay.
And then I don't know how they tracked him down with it. They had Tommy Kramer, so they wanted somebody to come in, and we had a great sounds familiar, doesn't it? A great offense and a terrible defense.
Oh.
We scored a lot of points. Tommy was first team All-American, and but we lost a bunch of games. That was my freshman year, and then it was tough.
Homer Rice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How about that?
He literally, on recruiting day, he flew to Cincinnati and signed me. Back then, that's what you did. It was National Signing Day. It was a day, nothing like it is now.
So he actually came into the school?
No, he flew to my house.
Flew to your house?
Yeah.
Really? Went to your house? Wow.
Do you have any pictures of that?
No.
No. God, that'd have been cool.
Which I'm shocked. My mother took pictures of everything. She must have been in shock or something. I'm not sure. No, but it was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
That is pretty amazing. I just can't even imagine the whole recruiting aspect of that whole thing and how
it was nuts.
How that worked out. Well, talk about like playing also. So did you play a lot? Did you play defense tack, offense tack? Did you toe kick? No kicking?
In college?
Yeah.
My roommate was our kicker.
Okay.
And he was a soccer kicker. I did try,
yeah.
but he was better and definitely more consistent. But I was recruited in freshman year defensive tackle. And back then, it played some during freshman year, but not a lot. But I dressed and traveled a bit.
Oh, wow.
Not every game.
They put more weight on you?
No.
Didn't need it?
Back then, didn't need it. No, I was about 250, 255.
Oh, wow.
And that was big back then.
Big and agile and mobile.
Well, I had good hand-eye coordination. I played basketball, so I was pretty quick, not fast, but quick.
Okay, nice.
Which all helped. But back then it was, watch your weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the big time weightlifting stuff, it just wasn't. It wasn't around back then.
No.
We kicked in sophomore year, but I mean, if you saw the barn we worked out in, it wasn't that unusual.
Well,
it was pretty crazy.
We know about the
because we got
weight room. It was there was nothing when we were even there.
We had the little.
You mean the Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh, the Universal Gym.
Yes.
That was it.
And it was breaking down.
Yes.
At that time, it's funny. So I'm just assuming that getting to Rice is kind of got you to where you are today, and that's where you currently live, and that's where I guess you just ended up staying.
Ended up staying. So high school, end of my senior year, I started dating one of the cheerleaders, Jackie Hamilton.
Okay.
And Paul Hamilton, her father, he was there forever.
Yep.
Right. And that was bad timing because I, decided to leave, and she actually. She was a great athlete, still is, but she ran track junior year. She had the school record in the 880 by far. Came in with mono, came in 8th in the state.
Oh my goodness.
And senior, she was a cheerleader. Senior year, she broke her foot or ankle cheerleading and couldn't run.
Oh, wow.
But she ended up going to Eastern Kentucky to run track, and then that kind of went by the wayside, and we stayed together. So long story short, she ended up coming down and finished her school at University of Houston.
Oh, no
kidding. I was
kidding.
at Rice, yeah.
Wow.
So
she must have really liked you.
I ended up being a sales guy. That was my best sales job ever.
There you go.
No doubt.
Nice.
Perfect. Clearly out-kicked my coverage. But, so we're both from Cincinnati. All of our families are here. Got done with school at Rice. And to finish answering the question about playing, junior year, when I played the most, so my freshman year in the off season, I blew my knee.
Oh.
So I had surgery, and back then it was before arthroscopic was a big deal, and it was I had a small tear of the ACL, but I tore the meniscus, and it was brutal. The whole next year, sophomore year, it was tough.
Yeah, it's a long road.
But, busted my hump, got back junior year, played a lot. About the third to last game, it was in practice, and AstroTurf back then isn't what it is now. Mm-hmm. And I remember turning and got the other knee. So,
oh my goodness! Wow.
And that was ACL, a good bit of it, and meniscus, and so I didn't get to play my senior year.
Wow.
It was just
devastating.
So it wasn't what I planned, but the other side of that was, to your point, we ended up, I decided it would be foolish, even though we knew we were coming back to Cincinnati, to not interview, and I did, and I got a job with IBM in Houston. I thought, I'll move back to Cincinnati at some point in time.
Yeah.
Was in sales, was there about six plus years, and then went to a small software startup, and ended up, that was in 86, and I retired from there in 2019 running global sales.
Good for you.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So it worked. Rice was a good deal.
Yeah.
Even though football wasn't exactly the way I wanted it to go.
That is awesome.
And great timing getting into the occupation that you were in at that time.
So, yes, at Rice, I had to take a computer science class.
Okay.
And it was brutal. And I remember finished it, and I said, I will never, ever do anything with the computer the rest of my life.
That's funny.
Famous last word.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Is funny.
So, do you guys have kids?
Yes.
Ages?
Yeah. So 3 kids. The oldest is my son. He's 39.
Okay.
And then I have a daughter who's 37.
Okay.
And then another daughter who just turned 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
4 grandkids.
Good for you.
Do they live in Houston, or where do they live?
So my oldest and my youngest, the son and my youngest daughter live in Houston.
Okay.
And then my middle daughter lives in Austin.
Lives in Austin.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what you're telling us is if UC plays Houston, we've got a place to go, huh?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Because Houston's playing well, and so is UC right now. So.
Now, the only thing I have to tell you is Jackie graduated from Houston.
Uh-oh.
So
You be trouble.
proceed with caution. No.
That's funny. That's funny. So do you keep in touch with a lot of the guys? I mean, I know John. I know you talked to him. Obviously. What about any of the guys you played football with?
Yes. Frank Wright.
What's Dr. Dentist? He was my dentist for a while. Yeah.
One of my great friends, Tommy Johnson, who I'd mentioned with you guys offline. He played and he blew his knee out the beginning of senior year, I think. So he didn't get to play, but he ended up going to SMU.
Oh, wow.
And so we would see each other, and we've stayed in touch. And then when I'm back up here, not all the time, but Timmy Hall and Jimmy Hall and Nicky and Tarpoff. Let's see, Smitty, I've seen him from time to time, and I'm sure we've got our 50th.
That's crazy.
Reunion coming up next June, and looking forward to seeing a bunch of those guys.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That is crazy.
Oh, man.
That is, and then just one more quick before I ask you your questions is, obviously, have you followed the Anderson football program? And it's crazy. Like, I played back in the year with John Stowe, and we weren't very good either. And so it was rough period getting through all that. And like you said, it just wasn't, there was not really a culture. But how about, number one, Anderson winning a state championship, and then they went back to it, and last year they went to the state championship. So did you ever think, you playing, that you would ever hear that your high school was won a state championship or in the state playoffs?
Especially because when I was there, it was still one high school. When they split, I thought, there's no way.
No way, right.
I was shocked and I was delighted. And in fact, the first year they, I don't know if they won state or went to state. There was a big game at Princeton. I know.
Turpin against Turpin.
Turpin. And my buddies are calling me. They had obviously tailgated, and they're talking to me, and they're like screaming at what's going on. I'm like, great. I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm taking it. It's good.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It was. I've mentioned this on air before. Is that I've been broadcasting these games with his brother Greg, and we've been doing it for, this is year 35 that we've been broadcasting games, and I got just remembering all the guys that played that got crap beat out of them and all that stuff, and to be there, but then to be there for the state championship, I literally was crying. I mean, it was like to see my high school running out, sold out place, screaming, yelling, and it was pretty neat. So I know we get a lot of guys that listen to our broadcast that are from out of state, and they just love it. So that's cool that you follow it still.
In fact, last year I wasn't here, but my wife was. And she sat and watched it on TV and gave me the play-by-play.
How about that?
Yeah,
that's pretty.
In the snow, right?
Yeah. If it didn't snow, we would have won. I guarantee we would have won.
It kind of looked that way.
I'm telling you, we would have won. And then the next day, it was beautiful.
Snow was gone.
Snow was gone. It was
but it's
beautiful.
Awesome what they've done.
Yeah, it's they've got a really, really good shot. They changed the playoff format. It starts this week, but Anderson has a bye, which they didn't do that last year. So they've got a really good shot at making it back again. They're pretty good. So it's going to be a pretty fun ride.
I would just sit here and listen to you guys talk because I didn't play football, but I'm going to go on record and say that the difference, with how well they're doing now, based upon what you have said playing and what you have said playing, is that they got this nice turf field now, and they got a really nice weight room compared to the Universal and the Crown Field. Well, imagine if you would have had that.
Oh man! You mentioned all these athletes we had athletes too.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some really, really good teams and good athletes. I mean, my senior year we lost 4 games by a score of 7-0 or less. And we just didn't have the offense. I mean, and we had some great guys. We just couldn't. I mean, I've brought this up too. My senior year, we played Green Hills High School, and they went 9-1, and the only loss was to Anderson.
Wow.
And we beat them, and they went to the state finals that year, and their only loss was to us at the time. Yeah. And it just shows that we had the athletes. It's just like you said, there wasn't that culture. That wasn't that,
So having gone to Texas to play.
Oh, high school football, there's crazy.
So I got there, and I'm like, these guys came in, it's like they had already been to college.
Yeah.
The programs they had, they didn't play multiple sports, which I love doing that.
Right.
They have spring practice for football.
Yeah.
Back in
that's not shocking. 76 is
Texas.
That's not shocking.
So I was shocked, and I was a few steps behind in preparation going into that.
That's not shocking. So, let's get into we're going to try to wrap this up. But let's talk about the favorite moments here. Let's talk about your favorite moment in high school, college, and your favorite teacher. Let's start off with your favorite moment in high school.
High school. Well, beside meeting my wife.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
It had to be kicking the game-winning field goal against McNicholas, who was our arch rival. And
no time left on the clock when you kicked it? He kicked it?
No, there was some time left. But playing both ways on the line and being the kicker.
Right.
I was a better kicker in the first and second quarter than I was in the third and fourth. So this was fourth quarter, and we were on the far right hash, and it wasn't very long. So you've got one of those really weird angles.
Yep.
And it made it. That's all we cared. It wasn't the prettiest kick, but it made it.
Doesn't matter.
But it was so cool.
That is awesome.
And beating your buddies is always great.
Even better.
That's always the best. Now, what about college?
College. There's two ways to answer that. Well, we got our tails handed to us many times, but the people that I witnessed and or played against, it was just unreal. Earl Campbell, Mike Singletary.
Oh my goodness.
Billy Sims.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Remember Charles Alexander, who played for the Bears?
Yeah,
played at LSU. We played LSU every year. In a litany of, I watched at Memorial Stadium in Austin, Russell Erxleben, who was their kicker, set at that time, NCAA record for a 63-yard field goal.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
He went on to play for the Saints. I mean, it was absurd, the people, and there's tons of
that is so cool.
So that was cool. My favorite personal moment, we were playing LSU, and after my first knee surgery, I moved to offense my junior year.
Okay.
So I was playing offensive tackle at the time, and there was an interception, and it was over on the left side, and we were going towards it. Well, the guy caught it, and he had broken through several people, and I had an angle on him. He turned into me and
laid him out.
It would have been on like an ESPN. I thought I killed him. I mean, just head into sternum kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And people went nuts.
God, I wish we had film back
I was
then.
just going to say that.
I wish we would have, but we could have put that on right now and show everybody.
It would have been pretty cool.
Oh man, that is awesome. That is too cool.
Yeah.
And now, what about teachers? I mean, if you got a couple, that's fine too. So name some of your favorite teachers at Anderson.
Yeah. There were a bunch. Middle school, Bob Williams.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who was around for a long time.
Yeah.
All the verbs and
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he was a character. There were some real characters. Did you guys know Ed Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Ben.
Mr.
Yes.
Benton.
Yeah. I remember him.
And I mean, he was just nuts, but he was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in high school, gosh, tough one. There was a guy who was an assistant basketball coach for a couple years, Bill Hawkins.
Sure. Yeah.
And he was great. And he actually quit teaching. I think he got a law degree or something.
He
I'm
did.
super
He did
smart
become a
guy.
lawyer. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he taught personal finance.
Okay.
I mean, I was just riveted to what he was talking about. And
Yeah.
it was really,
Wow.
really interesting. To this day, I remember that.
Yeah, there's been quite a few people that have mentioned him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean, and we're going to obviously wrap this up. So going to Anderson, going through Forest Hill School District, I mean, we're still here, and we talk about what a great community this is. I mean, obviously, you said you wanted to come back, so just talk a little bit about that and what it meant, like, growing up here in Forest Hills and then attending Anderson High School.
I don't think I'm overstating it to say I had an idyllic upbringing.
Yeah.
I had wonderful parents, a great family, the entire community. I mean, I think everything that I was able to do, the people that we did it with, the people in the area, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for any more. I hear people that, you talk about high school and I didn't like high school. And I mean, to me, it was the best time of my life.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
had so much fun.
Right.
Not that college was bad, but high school was just carefree and enjoyable, great people, great area. It's still a great area. So my mom, Jackie and I got a home from my mother a few years ago. She passed away last year, but it's up near Legendary Run.
Okay.
A small home, so we've hung on to it for a while, and I don't really want to sell it.
Yeah.
Now that I retired in 2019, so we come here as often as we can.
Oh, good.
We love it.
That is awesome.
Just love it.
That is great. I mean, that you love to hear that,
Yeah, I wish that that more people could have that kind of an experience growing up, because I mean, it's everything that made me whatever I am.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
Well, you fit the billing, my friend. I mean, everything we've heard, it's a pleasure meeting you.
It really is. And
hearing the stories.
And like we said, we've heard things, and obviously John speaks glowingly of you and talks about it, and all all those guys you graduated with, very close, and we've interviewed Nikki Tarpoff,
Right.
but
Probably
just
Becker and Elliot.
we did,
Yeah.
and just hearing all that, and I mean, like, to this day, all you guys are so. I mean, Steve and I have been best friends since high school, and have carried that on. And we still got a lot of friends that we went to high school with, so it has meant a lot to and our families are always been close, and that's what it's all about.
Oh, it's great. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's great. Thank you so much for doing this. I know you're in town.
My
You got a lot
pleasure.
going on, and we really appreciate it. And we're glad that we were trying to. It's been a while since we've been doing a podcast, but to bring it back and have our first one back after a while and have you on is absolutely perfect.
Yep.
Especially when football season, some of these guys on the football team can see this and see what that. Hey, the possibilities of this. So we really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, and they've got a great head start on it.
Yep. So it is really good. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So again, for Dan Albers and Steve Ellis and Brian Bergdoll, you've been watching This Week in Anderson. Have a good night, everybody.